attempt to do here is set you up for the art show and make sure your files are organized. So go into your folder. This is only for graphics 3 here. Go into your folder, go into your projects, open up a project. Once you open up a project, it should look like this. Once you have this open, you're going to go to Window and Scenes. Make sure you have Scenes opened up. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can use the hand tool to kind of move it anywhere you'd like. You could rotate and orbit to get one position. Inside the Scenes folder, hit the plus button and it's going to add the one scene. Change the angle, zoom in, do whatever you'd like, hit another one. You're going to continue to do that. You can get really close in, you can turn so you can see the inside, and you continue to do that 3 or 4 or 5, maybe even up to 10 times. Once you're done, go to File, go to Export, Export Animation. Once you've gone to Export Animation, make sure it says .mp4 at the bottom. That's a good size file for what I'm going to be using these at the art show for. And then where you want to put it, though, is right back in the same folder where you got it from. So here's what you do. You're going to go like this. Inside graphics, inside the folder, 2, here we go. And now in here, what I would like you to do with this is put this back in your folder. So if I go back to Eric's folder, I'm going to just put it here in the main folder. All right? And I'm going to make sure in the front of it that it says your name. So make sure it says your name. So it says Eric here. I'm going to hit Export. Now when I hit Export, it's going to do its job of exporting the frame-by-frame animation of all of this. So you're going to see it rotate and move exactly the way you set up your scenes in a little bit. So depending on how many you've taken, how many scenes you've taken, it's going to determine the length of how long this takes. All right. So you're going to see that it's going to drop itself right here. You see it says Eric ex1.mp4. Once that's finished, I don't need the original file anymore. We could actually get rid of it. But I do want you to at least organize like this with the MP4s to get going. All right. Once you're done with the MP4, once this is totally complete, I'm going to want you to copy this MP4 and then paste it inside the finished projects folder. All right. So I'm going to just let this finish up real quick. Then I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, so if you look closely now, inside Eric's folder, you'll see in his Projects 1 folder, he's got, in the regular folder here, there's the MP4 file that we did. So we're going to leave it there, but we're also going to right-click, copy it, and we're going to go to the finished folder that's in green that says Finished Work for Art Show Period 4 Day 2. We're going to right-click in here and we're going to paste it. Okay, so there's one of Eric's files. He's going to go back in his folder. He's going to do the same thing for all of his files that he has. Some of these he's already exported, like this Fireball one. If we open it with Flash Player, you can see this was his motion tween animation that he created. So he already exported it. So he can just right-click, copy this, go to the finished folder, right-click, and paste this. So now I have 2 files from Eric here. If you have not done that already, what you do is you go into your folder, go into your motion tween folder, open up the file in Animate. Once you open it in Animate, you just go to File, Export, Export Movie, as an SWF file. SWF is the file format that you want. Then be sure that you find your folder again. Right, so you got to go back to your folder. You can drop it right here if you'd like. Make sure your name goes, they see his name's at the end. Put your name in the front instead. save. All right, that's much quicker than what the other one does in SketchUp. And so here is his SWF file. He's going to right click on that. He's going to copy it. He's going to go into the finish folder. He's going to right click and he's going to paste that. So we have animate files. We have these Photoshop files also that we had done, like the Ed Sheeran ones like this. If you have one of these Photoshop files, let me see if I can find one quickly here. So if you have one like this and you want to turn it into a video also that you can save to that finished artworks folder, I'm going to show you how to do that, and then you need to go in and organize all your files. So when this comes up just like this, you are going to make sure if you go to Window and Timeline that you see the animation at the bottom and that you can play it back. Now once you play it back and it looks good to you, what we're going to do from here is we're just going to go to File, Export, Export as a rendered video. It's going to come up with some options for you here. Initializing the video export. And I want you to do this for each of your files. Once they are exported, you can get rid of the originals. So when this comes up like this, .mp4 with your name at the front is fine. Everything else you can leave the same, and we're going to hit render. Let the render finish. You're going to see, once the render is done, that it's going to show up as a MP4 file. So now this original one I don't need anymore. I can trash it. Just the MP4 is what you're going to keep. You're also going to copy it, and you're going to go into that finish folder, right click and paste. Alright, that's what you need to do. Everybody needs to do that for all of your files, or else they will not be in the art show, and your class participation grade will suffer greatly.